All right, so let's see. There are your sheets, and here are some of my sheets. Here are some usable things, and Eric, I made some more combat sheets, so we can all kind of have our own.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Okay. All that is nicely set up, but I want to turn, of course, to Osgwen.
Yes.
Who can say are now careening about the somewhat grubby streets of Weseda, looking for Sir Petrin, and you have the guard guy.
Yes.
With you, and I think I'm going to name him and give him a little bit of the Ivinian background. So it's YMR. So you and he are probably by now somewhere around here looking for Sir Petrin. Yes. That is kind of a good question. What do you have in mind? I mean, there's it's not chaos. All of the refugees have been lined up here and are being sternly disciplined and attempted to be organized. But there's no way to keep the word of mouth from traveling. There's no way to keep the monster meme, in its cage. So it definitely will be spreading. So I think that's probably what is people are going to have very different reactions, different kinds. There may be a mass movement toward temple and keep, but those are still in development rather than becoming any kind of a mass movement. But nobody within a very short period will be doing the work that one would think people should do.
Yeah, and they're kind of in shock, I suppose. Upheaval. Well, Osgwen and Ymir are obviously heading in the opposite direction from the keep, and since there are guards and sort of authority in this sort of area, they sort of heading there. I suppose the sort of people are...
This would be the area in question.
Exactly. And as good as place as any to look for the constable.
All right.
And of course, Osgwen is not really concerned about monster. It's in the back of her head, but obviously the real monster here is the priest of Agric who assaults innocent women.
And he has not been, he is not following. And so you don't know where he is or where he might be up to. And it is true that you made certain rolls which basically get you out and mobile into the streets so you can do your search. And you're reasonably certain that whatever else you are, you're ahead of him. Because he's not standing in the street with fireballs.
Yeah, no, exactly. Therefore, he has a congregation to think of and so on and so forth and so on. He's a responsible member of the community, at least his community.
Mob crowd activities.
Oh, there's a table for that.
Yes, there is.
Amazing.
Some of them aren't very necessarily appropriate, but I do like some of these. 23 day. Oh, it's not as much fun. A street performer. And I'm trying to think. I mean, this is kind of an outback area that's not quite as cultured or whatever, but Perhaps it's a street performer who's associated with a temple who goes out and does little shows and make sure people will come to the observance, or is sort of a piece of the temple culture to go out and, you know, interact with people. And so he would probably have it might give, I'm beginning to get the idea, right? This might give Osgwen a nervous shock because he has an agric hat on, which is actually like a hat with a demon, like going womp, 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 right? Like that, because he's an entertainer. And even has like little things that he sets on fire and juggles. So you're kind of getting the idea.
Yeah,
this sort of Ronald McDonald for agric.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, something for the kids, you know.
Yeah, that's exactly what I have in mind. And he is, he spots you and Ymir. He doesn't know who you are particularly, and runs up to Ymir and says, have you seen, you know, his excellency, you know, oh wait, where am I here? Boy, I'm just never finding my,
It's called
right.
Orpheus?
Yeah. Yeah. Orthus, yeah. So he's saying, have you seen His Excellency Orthus? We need guidance here. You know, we need the nobody knows what to do. He's, you know, praise Agric. And he kind of looks at you. Like a smile, right? He's just a smile, like, hi. Right?
Oh, he's probably away doing something or the other. We have no idea. This is quite probably something inappropriate.
So the question is, can you get this guy to stop bothering you?
Yeah, I just turn to Eben and say, we don't have time for this person. We need to see the constable now. Get rid of him.
But he's a representative of Agric.
And we are representative of the constable. That takes precedence.
I'm really sorry, he says to this guy. I'm really sorry. If you, I can requisition someone here. You, and like some other guy is like running off with his spear over there. Saying, and the guy pays no attention. He's like, hold on, I'll go get him. So Ymir's being totally distracted. The question is whether you're going to rhetoric him or the other fellow to pay attention.
I mean, how much do I need?
It's an encounter. It's going to be a pain in the ass for you, right? You rolled an encounter. I got a 16.
Osgwen has to stay, turn to Ymir, point at him. You have accepted the David's hospitality, and it is by his mercy you are here, and it's by the constable's mercy that you are here. So you will have to do the constable's work in this case. This street performer is of no importance to us at this moment, and we do not know where his sacrilegiousness is.
He puts two and two together and says, remind me exactly what we're doing right now, and who said that I had to do it?
By the authority of David the merchant, we are looking for the constable. The most important, the man who's ruling the city. By the authority of the Earl of Tornau, as you well know.
Oh, you're working your way all the way up the chain. Well, there's sort of a broken link there between Tafid and, Sir Petrin.
Oh, no.
So I want you to roll rhetoric on that one. Let's see if you can forge that link.
No. Marginal failure.
Marginal failure. You're not going to be left to fend for yourself, but you're going to have a stand on one foot, stand on the other, looking around for Sir Petrin yourself phase at this point. And you may get a better idea too of the situation here. Yeah. it's not entirely unstable, but the long-term prospect is very confusing.
That actually does bother Oswin more than perhaps anything else, because this is her town, sort of. She's part of the town, so that's sort of, even if these are outsiders for the most part, peasant, but they come into the town.
They're locals.
She interacts with them all the time because she's a trader, merchant. But it's that just makes it more important to find the constable. Right. So she actually has to go look herself. Like, even if this guy,
this will take a role on your part. Yeah. So what skill do you think would be involved with this? This is definitely a social activity of some kind.
With awareness,
awareness or intrigue in a very broad interpretation of intrigue.
I think awareness.
Awareness, probably. Okay.
I have the same score on both. It's marginal success.
Excellent. You'll manage to pick up from what people are saying that Sir Petrin is currently managing people getting farmed into the temple for sort of triage for medical care and stuff like that, versus going over and lining up and miserably sitting along those rocks under guard. And attempting to and he has people who are attempting to get some kind of coherent messaging out of this.
Sort of interviewing people or whatever.
A little bit, yeah. The
interrogating people.
Yeah, oops, sorry. He's looking for people who are older, who are considered more, authoritative out there among the peasants and fishermen and carters and stuff like that. And he will sooner or later be able to find someone who can give him a more trustworthy account. So he's working on that. But so you will find him.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. Now let's go and see about some violence and what will come of it.
Yes.
Were we at the beginning of a round? I think we were careful to finish at the end of a round, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So in that case, we are talking about initiative of 60 on my part. What is it for you? You've got a really high one, I think.
69.
Oh, jeez, how is that?
59.
Okay, so sure enough, Speedy. What then?
If I remember correctly, Rodri is down completely.
Yeah, he's fainted. So is Petrain.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
There. Yeah.
Yes. Rodri is barely alive, even while down, I think even.
Petrin was bitten in the hand.
Yeah.
And that's when he fainted. Rodri has been slashed repeatedly while down.
So barely alive, probably.
Right. Right. Although he never did land like a bleeding wound.
No.
I don't think. But maybe he did. I'll look.
Someone was bleeding.
I think he might have. I think he actually might have started bleeding with one of those.
Maybe it was could be the train, perhaps. His hand could be.
Let's see. No, it's Rodri with a B1.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
So it's an extra point per round.
Yeah.
So he's got injury. Injury at 30. And then plus, that's. So he's like minus 50% for everything if he were awake.
Yeah.
And then he's adding injury points one by one.
Yeah.
So, we'll
deal with that later.
We'll deal with that later. Yeah.
If we want to deal with that.
So he's there, in the dirt, unconscious and bleeding. Petrain is kind of flat out.
Yeah.
With a more minor injury, but it was enough to knock him down, him out. And I may check on my shock rolls, right, which you do after you fall unconscious.
Yeah.
And I think the last thing we did was try to get the monster to attack.
And signal for us to...
The monster is making it very clear that it will not take down Geralt unless you guys soften him up.
Yep.
Because its most potent weapon, and which it relies upon, is not working on meth. That's the problem it has. Remember, it softens up its prey, disorients it, and then comes in and kills it more precisely, rather than fighting them all to
Yeah.
death. So, and it's really smart, as I keep saying. So,
And I'm
well, that's why I really, really wanted you to be the buddy, but you ended up being dumber than expected. So, anyway, we'll see. Okay, what do you do? I have it. He is staring at you with a confused look of kind of this dilated pupils, but he's not sure. Like, you're an enemy. Are you going to help him, or and he's almost looking at you with a question of who are we fighting? What what do we do?
intense and distant.
The thing is, I want to, but I'm very injured. I don't know if I really can. I physically can.
Yeah, just distract him or something.
We'll see what he says.
Yeah.
I'm curious. Yeah, both of you are actually pretty feeble at the moment.
Oh, yeah.
So.
I think I'm unarmed as well. So
Your dagger's
somewhere
over
here.
there. It's
Yeah,
trampled.
It was stuck in a horse.
Yeah, I don't think it's stuck in a horse, but it definitely got slashed it and then or bonked it and then
and then set things in motion.
What's the girl doing?
Yeah. Right now, he's looking at you in some confusion, but very intense. He needs to direct himself somewhere, but he's got a pretty good idea that something's wrong. Right? It's not feeling right to him at this point.
Yes, love, we're both standing in a bush as well.
I'm behind you. You're in the bush, but out.
Yeah.
He's probably managing to focus his eyes enough, to focus his attention enough to realize that the creature is there.
Mm.
And he is completely uninjured. So go ahead, Philip.
I'm gonna loot betrayed body. See what I can find, if there's anything valuable. I'm really sure that. I don't know what. Ask the girl.
Okay, move your dude.
And move around, yes. Like, which one can
I think, that's the one where, I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, it is.
And move and stab.
Okay.
Yep.
So you're going to attack.
Yes.
And let's take a look at what that entails. It's the number on your sheet, but you very much need to check your penalty.
Yeah, physical penalty 31, and my fighting is 45, so that is what?
14?
14, yeah.
Now, of course, he's not in great shape either.
Yeah, and he won't defend himself.
Right. Yeah, he's ignore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So a melee attack against ignore, all you need to do is
It's
not
not-
get a critical failure.
Don't fuck up.
Yeah. 54 to marginal failure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Marginal failure is going to be one die.
Yeah.
And you're going to add your attack bonus for your weapon.
Yeah.
So A value for stab. Or,
Yeah.
Pierce,
Oh,
perhaps.
We have written down the 45 version, so we're gonna have to write.
Yeah, okay.
So I only have the staff right now.
Oh,
we had
right.
written this.
Okay. And
Yes, I have 5 things.
I am prepared.
So we don't
This is
have
the falchion?
Yes.
Okay. I am thoroughly, I am so prepared.
There will be a cutting edge, not a...
We assume you're slicing.
Yeah.
You're using the edge.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
used to using the
Okay,
weapons.
first of all, its weight is 4.
Yes.
Its weapon quality, WQ, is 11.
Okay.
A/D is 3/1.
Yes.
Its B is 4. E is 6. Ooh. P is 1. That's a hell of a sword.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
That's what we need to know now.
Yeah.
Or whatever else may occur. I would say you against Geralt, if he was in his right mind with his ability to counter-strike and stuff like that, you'd be in a lot of trouble.
Yeah.
So you're just seeing what we can do here.